Hello, it's green again. Can you hear me, chat? Chris to chat. Check 1, 2, 3. It seems like it works again. Let me just start here the playing in the background. Okay, it's back, I think. Chat is here. Yep. Okay, you can hear me. Chat is there. Amazing.
From the rocks at your feet to the mountains in the distance, to the people and
oh god, like it looks not bad. I have to give, like, the light atmosphere is pretty good, but every time I see a scene like this works because it's slow. But here in the background, here, this scene, you see like how it stutters. Ah!
That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too. We realistically
Oh, the stuttering. Oh.
Galaxy around you. Our next generation lighting model uses real-time
Yeah, our next generation lighting. I mean, like the ground texture here looks pretty, like the texture work and so looks not bad, to be honest. Like the light mood is pretty good. I like what they are doing. It looks pretty alien, like you're on an alien planet, which you are, and so on. But it's just
illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere.
That frame rate. Holy moly.
And you can play it in first person.
Can you also play it at 60 FPS though, please? I mean, this doesn't look bad, but man, it's kind of, this game comes out in 3 months or so.
Exploring an area you've landed in. You can collect resources.
That means in next month it has to go gold already. So the gold master has to be next month. So in then in July or latest in August it has to go gold master if it wants to come out in September. But I don't have that much time, to be honest. I think it's good now. Okay, so no buffering. Everything here chat-wise works. I should also change the title into discussing. What are we discussing here, chat, though? Discussing Summer Game Fest games and stuff. That's potentially the correct frame wording of it.
In your data menu. This is the hub for everything you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail in every object, from all of your weapons to spacesuits to food. We just obsess over the details, and food. We obsess over food. When you're done exploring, you can
discussing discussion topics in discussion. Exactly.
We have companions
without percussions.
with you. I left Vasco here back at my ship.
Okay, this I have to make louder.
Howard. And he can even say
he calls him Captain Howard. I'm very curious if our character is called always Howard, or if it has like some cool text-to-speech
here
thing.
back at my ship.
Welcome back, Captain Howard.
And he
or
can
it's
even
just
say
recorded
your name.
for the showcase.
Let's head out.
The ship design is also really cool in this game, I have to admit.
Our mission was to convey the wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the romance.
But yeah, it's it looks pretty good.
And we've been referring to this approach.
I would just wish, like with Bethesda games, I think Bethesda is good at making video games. They're not good at the technical side of things. That's always what worries me greatly. And sometimes I feel also that some of their design ideas are a bit outdated.
Which is all about style. You can see that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home for you and your crew. And
like the ridiculous donut-shaped ship they show later. I mean, this is potentially a reference to, I don't know, Halo or Alien.
And lived in.
Alrighty, what's the plan, Captain?
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on. You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations. Backing out further, you can view all the planets.
What's wrong with donuts? They're
Obviously,
delicious,
the
of
game is
course.
big, and it's here you can see planets that have key locations, missions, or life on them, versus the many planets that are barren but resource heavy. Zoom out even further to see all the systems in this part of the galaxy. Here you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This uses your ship's grav drive to fold space and jump to these
It's called
systems.
grav
You
drive,
will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump
not
to the most
slipstream.
distant ones. But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri system where we can find
Yeah,
the city
that is
and
also what
planets.
worries me a bit. It seems massive. Like, they said something. Does somebody know the number in chat? Like, over 1,000 planets or so they have? That is a bit too big. That was only possible with procedural generated stuff. And procedural generated stuff is sometimes not all that interesting. It's just too much space. Just one planet is already a massive endeavor, to be honest.
Scan complete. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
It's really ambitious. I mean, there's another ambitious game that we know about. It is called Star Citizen. Let's just see if we see something. 3 weeks ago. Star Citizen is so bad it's good.
Okay, so Star Citizen's back.
Shoutouts to Jack Frax for his content here. But this is another game called Star Citizen. It's an MMO. And it's very ambitious as well. But it's in development since 2013 or 12, I think. And yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. Maybe let's see if we have some interesting stuff here. Like, I would see some space travel here. Because what is really cool in this game, you can also go from space and land on a planet. I'm not sure if the people are doing this here now. Potentially not in this gameplay trailer, unfortunately. Still give him my like, but because I didn't really specify what I'm looking for. Gameplay impressions. That sounds pretty good. So yeah, you can also get out of your hangar. In the, I think it's in the sky here. Is this a gas giant? It could be a gas giant if we are currently on. And then, yeah, you can leave the atmosphere. Is there a cut in between? Yeah, there's a cut in between, chat. That makes me sad. I just want to see the Earth transition. But yeah, here you can kind of maybe see it. You can land on those planets and do stuff. Okay. There was another cut, interestingly. But yeah, you can actually go down to these mountains and land on the planets and search the surface and stuff. You can land everywhere. It's also... It's pink. So yeah, in a way, Star Citizen kind of does what this game, I assume, wants to do. It's just the difference. This is a multiplayer game, an MMO kind of thing. And Starfield, this is Star Citizen, Starfield is a single player game, I assume. Not sure if there's co-op or something. Not sure if they can land and get out or what they are showing us here. But yeah, you can also land on the space station. It's a really complex game in this regard. Don't want to bash or anything on Star Citizen right now, but it's just interesting to see that.
We do not fully understand all that.
That's the wrong trailer. This is where we stopped. And yeah, these ambitious games often have like the problem that they have many systems and just this planetary. However, in this game, there's a difference. Starfield, you don't have... You have a cutscene if you go to space and back. In Star Citizen, it's seamless. Like, these planets exist as gigantic objects in the space, and you stream the data is streamed and so on. The location, the map data, the terrain, and so on is just streamed as you get closer to it, which is doing this seamless, very impressive. Like also No Man's Sky.
We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
But on multiplayer, which makes it even more complex because it has to be the same for all the players. You have to synchronize everything perfectly.
That are going about their day-to-day lives.
It's paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
However, Star Citizen only has like planned like currently it's one system or maybe two, I'm not sure. They plan like 3 or 4 systems. This has hundreds of systems, Starfield, in comparison to single player Bethesda game.
We have a lot to talk about.
So I'm a bit worried that they are not able to fill this year completely with interesting content.
They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the.
So I'm very curious how this game turns out. It could be really great. It could also be really terrible. Not really. I don't think it will be really terrible. But I think it could like not completely fulfill the expectations there.
The artifact, if you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god, look at how it's coming together.
That means there's a set built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems and Constellation's financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and...
Space cowboy? What are you doing as a space cowboy, though? Do you herding space cattle?
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first.
Herding even a what?
Embark on. The settled systems is home to all kinds of different stories, people, and adventures for you to uncover.
So to be honest, it always sounds kind of cool.
The United Colonies is where you'll find New Atlantis, the first major human settlement in space. The people who live here value law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity. They consider themselves the true children of Earth.
Do you mean they're close with Rex?
Help the United Colonies even get your UC citizenship?
Or do you mean they're ragdoll models or whatever? The ragdoll animation, whatever, yeah, you know what I mean. The skeleton.
The largest mining facility for the United Colonies. Beyond the United Colonies' reach, you might find yourself
people wiping down the bar and stuff with a rag. Okay.
This
I have to look out for that.
Collective space.
What a frame rate.
The capital of the Freestar Collective is Aquila City.
The Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
There, it's a wreck. I think you mean this, right?
Is an Aquila City fixture.
It's a very stiff wreck, to be honest.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition to do what's best for the people.
Yes.
Neon started out as a
it's a space wreck.
The
looks like a book.
where almost anything
yeah, in the distant future they don't have use for books anymore, so they use them for cleaning. This is the Greyman group, the successor of the Blueman group.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
Outside the bounds of civilized space, there are still plenty of unclaimed systems.
Wow, PV kill switch. That's a nice reference. Good old Asterix reference here. The wreck is not washed with Olympia, dem Waschmittel der Götter. I exactly know this Asterix scene. I have it right now in front of my eyes.
This is the face of a brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile.
They think the galaxy is theirs. They are wrong.
I'm very curious how this is translated in the English version of this Asterix film.
In Starfield, we're pushing our city.
I'm ancient as well, so of course I know the reference. And I love Asterix.
Waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
So, ready to get out there?
Throughout the galaxy, there are so many things to see and stories to experience. But the most important story is the one that you tell.
It's called, the film is called Asterix erobert Rom. In English, it is the 12 Tasks of Asterix. I assume this is a French animated. Yeah, it's the animated thing.
From different age groups and ethnicities, and by mixing and matching all that data, we were able to create highly detailed and diverse characters.
So mögen das die Götter.
We
Yeah.
use that exact system to create all of the characters and NPCs you're going to see in the game. So any character you see,
I'm not sure, Bibsuda. I think you're from the United States, right? Is Asterix a thing in the United States, like the old Asterix films from the?
Come on.
Like, this film is originally aired from the 1976, so it's ancient.
Mentally, the jury's still out.
But I know, even though I'm not born in 76, not even close, I've never heard of it. I don't know.
This look familiar?
I'm not sure. I probably can't show you the stuff here. Oh, that's in Egypt. That was also a classic, but it's not the... Oh yeah, that was actually funny. He said in the German version, he says to the guy at the end, "With these eyes you can read in the dark," or something like this. It's kind of funny. Unfortunately, because of copyright reasons, we can't watch Asterix here, but... Andres, do you know the Asterix films? Or comics, even? I know the comics even exist in Latin, which is kind of funny.
I'll follow you from here on out, Captain.
Grab jump is ready. I love this part.
I still will now watch the scene. You can do this.
Looking for. Another great secret
Especially the movies. Okay, awesome.
Us to unravel.
Well, different to me and potentially Killswitch, you are not ancient yet. Oh, you mean the real life actor movies with Gérard Depardieu?
Forever.
I'm also not ancient. I'm sure I'm definitely ancient. I just know all stuff. It's usually unusual.
This?
Like some younger kids these days don't even know Roadrunner, so that's shocking, to say the least. Is this the end? Oh, that's the trailer, chat. I'm an idiot. This is where we watched the whole deep dive.
You start your character creation journey.
The live action. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know one or two of the live action movies. I know all the cartoon films.
Your journey from there can be as detailed or as quick as you want it to be. This new system has more to offer.
Remember last time I logged into an old video game I used to play back in the day, and some of my friends still play it. And when I logged in just to see, I don't know why I logged even in. A friend of mine contacted me. I haven't talked to him in quite some time. He said, "Oh, the ancient one is here."
This is also where you start to decide who you want to be. That's where backgrounds come in.
Why do these characters look like soccer players? Which characters look like soccer players?
Chef to Dusty. You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must
The face animations in these games are a bit uncanny, I have to admit, though.
Never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy.
Yeah, this quest we had a discussion in the other stream.
I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional, and they come with their
Okay,
own
so I'm not sure. Of course, Cthulhu, I know.
You could choose to meet your biggest fan.
It's not Beyond Good. What is the name? Eternal Darkness. There you also have Riley and Redgamore and whatever they're called. I think it's more Cthulhu, right? The ancient one, yeah, okay. Yeah, this guy. Let's look at him again. So speaking of scary things, Cthulhu and stuff, here we have definitely a suspicious entity.
The same air. I've got to have every molecule.
My favorite trait is kid stuff.
He'll join your crew and he'll give you gifts.
Look at his excitement. You can see it in his face.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same air.
His body language as well.
Every molecule.
My favorite trait is kid stuff. You have to pay some credits to support your parents, but they're very sweet and it's really fun to go visit them.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my god!
I came across some hostile zealots in space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them, I was able to get by without any issues.
Yeah, but like I said, it's just Oblivion all over again.
But mercenaries will randomly show up and try to kill you. No matter what you choose, there will be plenty of ways.
OMG, is it really you? I can't believe it. Mitsuda captured it quite well.
Feast for the eyes. Off we go to another
Here's another problem I have with this game. Look at this place, how empty it is. There's nothing here. There's stones and a bit of snow. And it has a beautiful scenery. But my question is the gameplay loop interesting? I'm so worried that you travel these planets and it's like actual planets. You go there and there's nothing. It's rocks. I'm dying. Perfect place for an execution. Yeah. Perfect place for an execution.
I'll let you discover that on your own.
I mean, some of the animations are better than others, one have to admit.
Once you've built the perfect character, that's when your journey can really begin. We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games and put them together to create an all-new skill system. Each time you level up, you get
Is this a tentacle octopus thing?
Or rank up skills.
But yeah, I just hope that the decisions you make in these games are interesting. I'm a bit worried that the gameplay loop might end up boring. It's a huge worry I have. Like, some of the stuff looks really empty. They showed us a mission in this thing. Like, usually if you want to show stuff, I feel like you should show your peak mission or something. You know, something that really gets people excited.
Because it lets you mind control aliens.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
I like maxing out my physical tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat.
Oh, the frame rate, yeah. It looks funny though.
Invest in the skills that suit your playstyle.
I'm very much a stealth player.
Oh, from the planet map they've showed and how you can't freely land, it seems. I imagine most planets will have 1 or 2 small settlements, and then if you leave those, there's almost nothing, yeah. And other planets will have nothing at all, potentially.
This area's off limits. Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
I'm more of a run and gun player. I like doing the death from above thing where I boost pack over guys and I throw landmines at them. I like blowing stuff up.
Beautiful scenery and so on. Very nice shots, very nice lighting.
Key aspect of all our games. In Starfield, there are full star systems with new life, resources, and adventures.
Problem with open world, it's always quantity over quality. Yeah, that is true.
Balance between fun and realism. We study data from NASA.
That's why I often think if the world is smaller, it's easier to fill for the most interesting stuff. So I'm always a bit skeptical if I see like massive open worlds where a lot of places there's simply nothing. There are some stones here, some minerals you can harvest. Awesome.
We can start looking at all the things that make that.
Oh, the Ubisoft checklist formula, yeah.
When you leave a planet and head into space.
I guess it's the same. You can also often ask, is what I'm doing there really quality?
Having chance meetings with interesting strangers, dogfighting in space.
I think that CD Projekt Red with, for example, Witcher or Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk did it somewhat well. Not everything there was also interesting, but a lot of times I felt like the stuff was more interesting in comparison to what you do in other games.
Because whether it's on the surface of a planet,
I will get Steinreich.
Or the vastness of space, you never know what you'll find.
Filthy rich. Literally translated, stone rich. I don't know the etymology of the origin of this phrase.
Space exploration is possible thanks to your ship. Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be.
The ship stuff looks pretty promising, though, I have to admit. So you can modify and customize all these ships to a pretty big degree, it seems. And also change the interior. That I find pretty cool, the idea.
And it all starts in spaceports. Every spaceport has a ship technician where you can purchase, sell, and modify ships.
Anything I can help you with?
Maybe you start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your ship roster with a hulking space freighter to run cargo missions, or even do a little smuggling. For now, though,
maybe from the weight, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe from the weight measurement.
And make some changes. You can customize and upgrade everything you see here. And you have two ways to do that. You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields, or you can deep dive and enter the ship builder mode. Here you can change anything from the systems
Dictionary
to the
says Spätmittelhochdeutsch, Steinriche. Or Steinriche, I'm not sure how it's pronounced in this era. Reich an Edelstein. So it seems actually to mean gems. So gem rich.
The parts you choose to build with don't just affect your ship's stats. They'll also affect what you can do inside your ship. You can have modules for crafting, or for storing and displaying your weapons. Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers bring their own look and feel to every piece of your ship. From living quarters, to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
Filthy rich, which would be probably better translated maybe with stinkreich.
Your ship can look like almost anything you want.
It's a bit odd, but one of my favorite ways of customizing ships is I make them look like animals.
A little smuggling, yeah.
The HMS Platypus, as I called it, where it had like a giant tail to it. And we've done spiders, we've done mechs.
The mech thing is kind of funny.
Whatever your imagination is.
And while you can build your home among the stars the way you want to, you're probably not the only person.
This lady gives me the creeps. You mean her, the designer? What was her? She's a producer.
Customizing ships is I make them look like animals. The HMS
It's Power Rangers, exactly.
I called it, where it had like a giant tail to it. And we've done spiders, we've done mechs. So it's really
Mech
whatever
looks pretty
your
funny.
imagination is.
And while you can build your home among the stars the way you want to, you're probably not the only person who will call your ship home.
The donut ship is coming up soon. I'm curious.
Engines ready.
But yeah, it's still... I still have to admit, I'm interested in this game. Like, I like science fiction, so I just hope it won't be. Please, don't be an absolute technical mess.
Always be there when you travel.
We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Each companion comes with their own valuable skills for your ships and outposts, as well
Kiss
as unique quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're looking for a little extra help on your
Cute.
ship, you can always hire additional crew at spaceports.
Got any room on your ship for someone like me?
You'll also meet potential crew members out in the world.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
Assign crew to your ship or outposts, and their unique skills will affect how they run. And just like companions, most crew members can lend a hand in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
He's designed around the core basics of a NASA machine.
Please avoid getting shot. You might die.
Yeah, it's cool that you can get more crew.
Give it almost a humanoid personality.
Isn't this very standard for Bethesda games these days? Like in Fallout 4, I think you could also get crew people, right? For your bases and so on. Or maybe I remembered this wrong.
Tools and crew selection features in Starfield. You'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams. And now, let's take to the sky.
Oh yeah, this seems to be always a cutscene when you go from here to space. Now we're in space.
We're putting you in the cockpit of your very own spaceship and telling you that you can do pretty much anything. And that is really cool for us as developers. Spaceflight should be exciting and dangerous, and you should feel like you're in complete control every step of the way. We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons. It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our power allocation system. Boosting power.
Can you blow up planets? Emperor Andres just asked a real question.
Powering up the ground drives will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump.
I want to go into VR and flip all the little switches and blow myself up or something. Yeah, this in VR would be great. Potentially there will be a fan mod in 2 years or 3. I assume though you can't blow up planets, Andres.
You're not alone out there.
Because they don't have Death Star. Asking for a friend. What do you think about the system? It seems kind of annoying needing to micromanage allocations, like energy stuff. I think it makes potential it could be annoying. I agree, but I think it might be okay. Because in my imagination it makes the space combat more interesting in a way. Like a lot of games try this, maybe this is a bit too much. I'm not sure how much micromanagement it actually needs. I assume you just make a setting one time and then go with it.
Docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship.
Full fidelity spaceship. Docking that you can basically what do you call it? Entering other ships. That's pretty cool in my opinion. Then steal the ship.
Once you've taken control of an enemy ship, it's yours.
So you can become a space pirate.
Any spaceport.
A ship-stealing space pirate.
Way more than fighting for your life. Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure. Like these massive star yards. Walk the halls, talk to the crew, maybe get talked into buying a whole new ship.
It seems like it will be just overpowered for making money unless you can sell. You can't sell ships. Yeah, that is true. Though I mean, this also worked in the like. I'm not sure if people know the X series, like Terran Conflict X3. Currently is. What's the current game called, chat?
On a cruise ship fit for the stars.
Is my Steam activated?
There are plenty of personal encounters
In the sense of booted up.
You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info, or maybe even commit an act of piracy.
Let's do this. When I'm playing, I generally go crazy.
X4 Foundations is the current game.
Routes. I want to take over ships. I'm going to board ships. I'm like, this is now mine. I steal all the sandwiches and put them, you know, in my cargo hold.
I like her idea of having fun in video games. Yeah, I just stole all the sandwiches.
Taking things from people as quickly as possible.
That's what I do.
Some strangers might be looking for a little human connection in the darkness of space.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Yeah, X4 Foundation's the last one, exactly.
On your own.
But in X4 Foundations, you can also do all this stuff except for landing on planets. But there you have a complex trading simulation going on, and you can build like space factories, and to some degree, and produce stuff, and then automate trading ships, automate them to do trading between your factory and outposts and so on. I think this is something that this game won't do.
And just make your own path in this universe. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit. We want you to feel like explorers. We want you to feel like explorers. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit.
Over 1,000 planets out there.
We want you to feel like explorers. Breaking ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy. We want you to feel hopeful. We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder. And sometimes, a little fear. We're giving you a massive playground and a ton of toys, and just setting you free.
Hey everybody, we've shown you so much stuff, but we thought we'd just take a little break and show you something
I just had to eat my Kinder Bueno.
You know, we put so much detail into our game worlds,
melting.
and we love the opportunity to bring that into the real world with our collector's editions. And for this game, we've done a watch. It is the Constellation Explorer's Watch. This is the watch
kind of
that you
useful, I
actually
think.
get in the game that acts as part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental information. It connects to your phone to give you notifications and other information, and we've also designed.
Also need to get something to drink because my water bottle is empty.
Yeah, we really took as much care and designed this case as we did to watch. Our attention to detail in the game.
I like that
totally
it's
translates
inspired
to
by
this.
the
Inspired
NASA.
by the cases that the astronauts used during the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. It's got an intricate locking
Exactly.
mechanism, authentic, heavy, comes with a Constellation patch, native strap, and the overall functionality and believability of this as something
I probably won't
that
get the
would
collector's
exist
edition
in the
though.
world, in the Starfield universe.
Oh, and hey, take this. You'll find it very useful out there, and it even tells the time.
We actually have something else. Now that we're part of Xbox, we get to work with the amazing people on the Xbox hardware team, and together we have created this custom limited edition
Yay.
Starfield controller. It's awesome. It is now, you know.
I will
our
play it with a
controller.
PlayStation 5 controller though.
Because it's inspired by the actual controls of your
Yeah, I play with
spaceship.
mouse and keyboard, I think.
Not only that, we've created the first ever custom headset with Xbox, and this is a perfect pairing with that controller.
Control, this is Constellation Starship Frontier. All ready to start on your signal. Steady till ready.
Interesting. Lock exit. Target. Here you can switch the mode. Scan mode. Trist. This is a throttle, so I assume you basically move with this. Remote manual pilot controller. Flight control. RCS. RCS is usually these things. This is for power distribution, camera, data. RCS, yeah, these little control. What do you call this? Düsen. I'm not sure whatever it's in English. Pale smoke nozzles, something like this, where yeah, you can fine tune your ship. I will hopefully play it with HOTAS, at least for flying, yeah. Swoosh. Oh, the frame rate, chat.
We always put so much care into all those little details that breathe life into our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy.
I assume it doesn't look that bad maybe on stream, because I also stream only at 30 FPS. The reason for that is I could stream at 60.
The freedom to experience
With my limited bit rate, it makes more sense to either reduce the resolution or just stream at 30 FPS, because I only have like 6,000 to 7,000 kilobits per second. That's not that much for 1080, 60. That would give a lot of artifacts in the stream, so the stream quality would be a bit lower. Also, some users have maybe not the best internet connection, so they can't watch the stream that well on 60 FPS.
Block of terrain. After that, we have the system that adds interesting locations for the player to explore.
I watch on phone. Maybe it is visible. Depends simply on which frame rate your screen operates, I think.
It allows us to add that touch of.
But seeing this here on my, I'm not sure how much hertz am I running. Yeah, I have 144 hertz currently activated in my desktop mode.
If you could take care of them for us, we would.
And yeah, I just see how it started.
Visit the same planet that you had, you would have
Could be also the reason that 30 can't be divided through 144, but whatever. Pew, pew, pew. I like this guy. When he dies, his jetpack starts and he's now pooping against the ceiling. That happened another time in the game, so it seems like kind of an event that can happen with this particular enemy. I assume it's maybe random or it always happens. Bonk.
It's completely up to you.
Which is a cool idea, I think.
You want to interact with each planet, whether you want to explore and see what you can find, harvest resources and be on your way.
Yay, mining.
Or simply take it.
What did we get for it? Was there an ore meter?
Your way?
We got iron added. We just found a bit of iron. Okay.
Or simply take in the views.
What are we going to do with the iron?
Chart the uncharted and discover exotic
Warrior's
wildlife.
route.
If you have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce
His name,
resources
Kurt
from those
Kuhlmann,
plants and
is
animals.
actually very funny in German.
You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
When we were concepting these creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment. We didn't want alien monsters, we wanted native wildlife. Something you've never seen before.
When it comes to our exteriors, when the sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the atmosphere. Our biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting and color to really make it feel more cinematic.
spoiler, he sells refrigerators. Let me just get something to drink really quick. What are we going to do next, chat? I mean, we're almost through this here. Again, we watched it yesterday completely. With a deep dive. It's on YouTube in case you are interested in this. Again, this here will also be land on YouTube tomorrow.
After some exploring,
or the
you
day
can find
after
a spot
tomorrow.
To set up a base camp. Outposts can be built almost anywhere on any planet.
I should
And
go
the
to
habitat
bed.
modules
Yeah, it's
come
really
in
late
all
already,
shapes and
especially for
sizes,
you, I think.
fulfilling all different purposes. You can even live in them. Assign crew and
You can
companions
live
to
in
work at your outposts for added bonuses and set up
Yeah, that's
extractors
base building.
to
That's
harvest
also kind of
resources
cool.
while
You
you're
can
away.
extract resources, he says.
Something cool we have this time is we have a new
There's
fly
an
camp.
O2 timer here. You can see CO2, CO2. I'm not sure how this thing here works, but
Something cool we have this time is we have a new fly cam where you can toggle between on-foot building, or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really decorate and fine-tune things much easier.
looks nice. I'm a bit worried that you can't interact with any of this stuff that you see here though. So it's just nice to look at. Yeah, but be right back.
Add crafting and research stations in your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already have.
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes, larger magazines, a selection of grips and barrels, different ammunition like explosive rounds. All you stealth players out there will surely need a suppressor. You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
I think it's always a delicate balance between like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
With Starfield, we've completely overhauled our combat. It's more dynamic, the animations are more fluid. It just feels great.
We probably have more mods and more weapons in this game than I want to say any other game we've done before. There's a lot of variety.
Upgraded gear is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment. Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around. And for giving you an edge in combat. Sometimes you'll even feel like you're flying. Zero-gravity environments pose a different challenge. Firing a ballistic weapon in zero-G will actually push you backwards.
Okay, I'm back, chat. Sorry for the
Energy weapons, on the other hand, offer a more stable
interruption here. No, I didn't interrupt actually, but
We also have mag weapons. These are high-powered
You know what I mean.
electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays. Each barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage. Whether you want to get up close and personal with your own two fists, or you like more compact weapons.
I like how he
pistols
just
and
punched the
submachine
alien
guns.
entity.
Or maybe you prefer something bigger.
What was this thing called? Hunting Magotor. Magotmore. Magotmore.
Starfield's got you covered.
The sword slash sound like from Dark Souls when somebody dies. What are these robots? Varun Robot Model A. And the Force is also in the game.
Thanks again for being with us today. We are just so grateful that you've taken the time and spent it here. This is the exploration.
Time building your ship, and you see.
Yeah. So enough Starfield.
Because the choice of where to.
Let's just play it or something so we have something moving in the background. Maybe I dreamed about the donut ship. Chris, when are you playing Zelda again? That's a good question, to be honest. I can't really tell, to be fair. Currently, I feel like I have to practice a lot of Street Fighter. So, but there I get very salty all the time. That's not so great as well. But yeah, we should return to Zelda as well, I have to admit. It's also a fantastic game. I really like that. I still have to do the Let's Play of the Gollum thing. Zelda, not bad kill switch. I still have to do the Gollum game Let's Play for the YouTube channel, and I have to record the last 3 chapters of that as well, which we will do here on stream. I stream it and record it locally at the same time. That worked last time pretty well. So I'm not so alone when hopefully, when I have to play through the last 3 chapters. Maybe 3 hours or so. And after that we have a bit more time again, I think. I won't play Diablo here on stream. That's just... I'll probably play maybe a bit privately. And then we play maybe Zelda again. I mean, let me just get out the next episode of the thing again. You could also play it in between. Something like this. I'm glad though you liked the Zelda stuff so far. I'm just looking at the VODs. I think I have played 20 hours of Zelda so far on this channel. Yeah, round about 20 hours, I think it is. I love Zelda. I can imagine that. It's really good. Like a fantastic game, really cool. The problem is this year is just so packed with video games. It's mind blowing. I still have to play through Resident Evil 4 on professional below I think 5.5 hours or below 5 hours, something like that, to get the S Plus ranking. And of course we can't save more than 15 times. That we have to do Satisfactory is still there. Then in August, I'm still not sure. I definitely wait for reviews a bit when it comes to Armored Core 6, because I'm still not sure if it's my kind of game. It could be really good, but even if it's really good, I'm not sure if it's for me. So Armored Core, yeah. But then Baldur's Gate comes out in August as well, at the end, 31st or so. The new Final Fantasy 16 is coming out. I'm also not sure on this one yet. Just too many games this year that are kind of wanting to be played. Let me just see. What is coming out in June and July? So Final Fantasy, it's the 22nd, Final Fantasy 16 comes out. Yeah. I will be here for it. As said, I'm not sure if I play it actually, to be fair. But if I play it, yeah, just I will post it on Discord when I would stream it here. So you should get notified in some form. I think that's kind of it this month. Here's to hoping. I will be dead from COVID by then. Oh no, Bibzuda. I hope you have a very pleasant, what do you call it, COVID experience. I know some people who had the opposite of pleasant, so it can go either way, I guess. So far, I'm lucky. I think I did not catch it. Though I caught another nasty flu after Easter, so that was also not great. But it was not COVID, though. Oh, it's definitely not pleasant so far. Okay, that's not great. I don't think it can be pleasant, yeah. I mean, I heard of somebody who had it the first time and it was absolutely fine. Second time was terrible. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope you stay, of course, free from nasty viruses. Exoprimal comes out in July. Exoprimal, what we have seen today, comes out in July. 14th of July, Exoprimal comes out. Oxenfree 2 comes out in July. That's interesting. I think Oxenfree 1 won when it came out the most innovative game that year award somewhere. So it's kind of interesting. It's an indie game though. Immortals of Avium. Oh, that was this game by Sendon Studios. It also looked kind of okay. I'm not sure if I will play it though, because it's just too much. Too many video games. Yeah, just to show you what I'm talking about. That's Asterix. 1 month. Do we have the 4 days thing here? But yes, this is Magician game. This year comes out 20th of July, so next month. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which is already out on PlayStation 5 for quite some time, comes to PC also on the 26th. That's interesting. Remnant 2, that is successor of Remnant of Ashes, right? Remnant from Ashes, from the Ashes. That's the second part of it, comes also then in July. The Triad, Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons, Pikmin 4, in case you're into Pikmin, Jagged Alliance 3 comes out for PC. I'm not sure if it's already out and it's just a PC release or if it's early access or something. I have no clue. Atlas Fallen in August. It's by the guys who made The Surge. Blasphemous 2 comes out in August. That I need to add on my list. So maybe I just put the list up here. Warning, widescreen. Too late. Yeah, I'm also not into Remnant from the Ashes, so I see this. This list here, if you write !games, you can also access the list. Here we have the games I might want to play, the list is very long, or replay with these games down here, which we have played through. And these are the games that are not out yet. And we played Blasphemous 1 on this channel, so Blasphemous 2 I would be actually interested in. Let's put it on the wish list. It comes out we might have to delay it because that's too close to other games. 24th August 2023. Let's say I'm interested, but maybe later. It's just not the best timing. It's made by the Game Kitchen. And we talked about this publisher as Team 17. Of course, we haven't played through it, but it's a blind playthrough. I like the 2025 plus or never. Yeah. Okay, Andres, explain your Bible thump. Is it because a game I didn't play? Did you remember the Blasphemous playthrough? Or that we played later? Was a game you were looking forward to? It's just too much this year. So yeah, Blasphemous, in case people wonder, what is this game even like? Yeah, here this was Immortals from Avium. Maybe I put this on the list as well, if I'm honest. Blasphemous 2, can't even talk. Release date announcement. This is Blasphemous 2, in case people wonder what this game even looks like. Nope, I'm crying because it's too much. Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree. This one looks like Overwatch, the Avium Mortal thing. Unfortunately, now I can't edit the list anymore because it's in the background. But yeah, in case you remember this, there's some clip in the highlight reel where I'm just too stupid to do a jumping puzzle. But it's more Souls-like. Now, is it a Metroidvania more than a Souls-like? It's a mixture of Metroidvania and Souls-like, let's put it that way. It has a really fancy, weird art style, which I really like. Yeah, the magician one. And it has this, I don't know, Catholic mythology thing going on. I don't know how to describe it better. Coming August 24th, so let's go back to our list here. What was the other game called, chat? Immortals of Avium. Now let's just show the trailer here again. You can't see it. I just put it on my other screen here so I can edit the list in the meantime. You can see the trailer. Immortals of Avium. Also comes to Steam. Maybe we wishlist it. 20th of July. Big maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not like... It depends if it's really, really good and people are positively surprised. We might play it, but like I said, it's just too many games. It also starts to get expensive. It's like if you have to buy all the games, it's of course... I think I bought more games this year than I bought in other years. And this year hasn't even ended yet. Oh, it's interesting. The publisher of Immortals of Avium is actually Electronic Arts. So it's, I assume, one of EA originals, right? That's interesting. Didn't know that. Or forgot about this, let's put it that way. It could be interesting. It doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Looks like Overwatch, but magical. Yeah, I know what you mean, like with all the fancy abilities and so on. I think to myself, I should maybe check out the first one. Looks decent. Go to Simpad in your library. Yeah. You mean Blasphemous or what other second game? Remnant? But we talked about Remnant. You said you found it very boring at first. Yeah, Blasphemous. Yeah. I have to say that some of the optional stuff in Blasphemous was a bit tedious at times. I hope they improve some of the tediousness that the first game had. So overall I would say I liked it, but it had some issues, for sure. But it has really a fantastic art style and mythology and so on. It's pretty great. So yeah, let's go back to our far too long list here. So here I added this game here as well. Let's check the Wikipedia page that I'm checking in case people wonder, where do we see all the release dates? That's a cool Wikipedia page with a list of all the games. And under August, I think I have to go there manually. Yeah, we were here at Blasphemous 2. Atlas Fallen, as said, I'm interested. I think, do I have Atlas Fallen in the list? I think I have somewhere here. Now here it is. 10th of August, it says. Same as here. Okay, it seems to be correct. Talos Principle 2 might be also interesting. But I'm not too much into puzzle games, so that is the thing. That's why it's not on the list. But yeah, Sea of Stars and Baldur's Gate come close out to each other, and there is Armored Core the 25th. So I'm not sure if I will play it. Most likely I will, but it could be that it's really not my cup of tea. That's a game where I would definitely want to see someone play it a little bit and then decide if it's a game that I could enjoy or not. It's a bit difficult to say. On paper, yeah, I could enjoy it, but I'm not sure. I'm a bit skeptical. Like seeing the old Armored Core games, I always looked at the gameplay and said, yeah, that's kind of cool, but not for me, I think. So very curious how this turns out. Ark Survival Ascended? That's the next gen version, I think. Yeah, and then it's already September, and we are at Starfield and Lies of P. I'm not sure if that is here in the list. There's a demo for Lies of P. I would even put it into the list here as well. Comes out 19th September 2023. I spelled September wrong though. Maybe. It's the Pinocchio Souls-like. Let's double check the developers. It's already on the wish list, so oh, it's a complete indie game, it seems. by NeoWiz. And they are also... Okay, here it says Round 8 Studio. I'm not sure which studio it is, but they are also publishing it. So an actual true indie game. Might be interesting. Mortal Kombat 1. I'm not into Mortal Kombat, though, even though I like fighting games, so happy that's a game I can potentially skip. Payday 3 we have on the list. Monster Hunter Now. Okay, it's the iOS. Nonsense. East 10 Nordics. I know that the East series is very popular for many people, but I'm not into them, so I'm glad to skip this as well. Harvest Moon, The Winds of Anthos. The Crew Motorfest, that's the Ubisoft game. I'm not into racing games, so I can skip this as well. Good. October then becomes interesting. Assassin's Creed Mirage, maybe-ish. Lords of the Fallen. Alan Wake 2. Is Alan Wake here on the list? Yeah, on top here. 17. That's interesting. Endless Dungeon, not sure yet if I like that. I like Endless Space. City Skylines 2. That should be here somewhere in the list. Well, it's wrong. Ah, here it is. 24th of October. Marvel Spider-Man. I'm not into Marvel on anything, so I don't care. That's also good. Though I think it might be really good. The day before. What was that, chat? Oh, wait. Why is he racing through a post-apocalyptic world with his Lamborghini? Oh, I remember. I think this game is pretty hyped up for whatever reason. But probably also not my cup of tea. So I can skip it. Hogwarts Legacy is coming to Nintendo Switch in November. Biomutant is coming to the Switch. Then this Tactical Persona 5 game is released. And Avatar Frontiers is in December. I think that's it. Are there some other games that are not announced yet? That are actually quite a few things, right? But yeah, what is not in the list are DLCs. And there we have the Elden Ring DLC is on place 1. Like, if it would come out tomorrow, I would play it. There's not even competition for Elden Ring, The Shadow of the Archery. Like, it's when it comes out. If it comes out today, I would play it. I would just not download. Depends, I guess, how big it is, but I would download it and yeah, instantly. Same with Phantom Liberty, also very. It's both absolutely must play for it. This is only must play. This is must play now. So that's the highest description in my comment list it can get. This year also, after seeing this trailer stuff, Outlaws also went pretty high into the priority list, I have to admit. The other stuff is not really sorted, to be fair, but we have to see. Silent Hill 2 remake, curious how that will be. Silent Hill F also looked not bad. But Konami is hard to foresee what they are doing. Ghost Runner 2, I'm also curious. I could swear there was a release date for this already, but it seems to come out this year. That's all we know. This was just delayed to 2024, so we can the question mark can be removed. Comes next year, I think. Maybe. Tekken 8, we have a lot of character revealed so far. But I think there's no official release date for Tekken 8 yet as well. Except I missed something. Tekken 8 not on my wish list yet, that's unfortunate. But yeah, on Steam it says coming soon. I'm not even sure if it comes this year. If it comes this year, I would expect it to be late this year. This comes also next year. Black Myth Wukong, second quarter of 2024, something like this. Hyperlight Breaker. Didn't this get a release date, chat? No, it just says coming soon. Okay, that's related to Hyperlight Drifter. Yeah, that's basically it for videos. There might be more, maybe some DLC, maybe some small game I was forgetting about. I retry to put a lot of games here on this list. I hope they next year or something they announce Soul Calibur 7. That would be great, but I don't expect it to be announced in the same realm as Tekken 8. So as long as Tekken 8 is not out, I have no high hopes for Soul Calibur 7, if I'm honest. But that would also be a must play for me. But it's not even announced, so it's just the hope that it comes. What happened with the why his hat?
We have well-known titles such as Dragon's Dogma and
Okay, that explains how the hair landed in his face. Well, chat, that was pretty much a summer game fest. Is there a show we have list? I think I will be going. Yeah, sleep well, Andres. You were bravely holding out for quite some time here to watch our nonsense here. But yeah, nighty nights to you as well. Sleep well, Andres. What was I thinking? I wanted to check if there are other games shows that we missed. I think Capcom is now pretty much the last big one at least. Capcom. Okay, so at the end of the month there is the Game Developer Conference Showcase. That might be interesting. Then there's San Diego Comic-Con from the 20th to the 23rd of July 2023, so it's also relatively soon. There will be a QuakeCon this year from 10 to 13 of August. THQ Nordic Showcase, 11th August. Gamescom is 22nd to 27th of August. There's a PAX West. Tokyo Game Show might be interesting as well, 24th to 27th September. It's very late. BlizzCon is 3rd to 4th of November this year. 8th of December is Game Awards, and at the end maybe the PC Gaming Show as well. So that are the showcases. So the Capcom one was pretty much the last one. We didn't watch the Devolver Direct, but I'm not sure if there's any interesting announcement in it, so I'm not sure. Could just watch it privately. It's out already. It came out at the 8th or 9th of June, so 3 days ago or something. 4 days ago. So kind of interesting. Overall, I think they showed a lot of cool stuff, and I'm definitely looking forward to some of it, like Phantom Liberty, that I'm very interested in. Beyond that, though, it's some shows were quite disappointing, I have to say. Like the starting show of this which was the TPhGames show. That show was, I don't know, hit and miss a little bit. The PC gaming show, as always, just far too long. Though there were some interesting games shown there, but it's often more focused on some indie games and smaller games and stuff. Would have loved to see some, or maybe more Cyberpunk or so in there. There was enough Cyberpunk games, but I mean Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, the DLC expansion thing. I would also assume when Gamescom is, the Phantom Liberty might be a big topic there, because that's coming on in Starfield, of course. Maybe I can show you the article. I'm currently looking at the article of GameStar.com, probably a site. Killswitch for sure knows it, I assume. That's a German thing, but the German doesn't matter. We are just looking at the dates. So this is, I think, the biggest stuff. The EGX. What is the EGX, chat? In London. The European Games Expo. Okay, that makes sense. Was it ever kind of important? Like, I don't know. I know Tokyo Game Show. I have to admit though, in also I kind of miss the classic E3. I have to admit. Though this is pretty similar to E3 weekend with all the conferences close to each other, and I think it's good that we have some replacement for E3. I kind of miss E3. It's the Eurogamer Expo. Ah, it's the Eurogamer. Eurogamer is also one of the outlets here in Europe that does video games coverage, press stuff. Very interesting. Just far too many tabs here. Yeah, currently I have just so many games on hold here. When am I supposed to play all of this? Okay, here you mean this year? Yeah, the Starfield news. Starfield. The yeah, what do you call this? Anhänglich. Like the fan from previous games is back, who is getting a bit too close to you and it's annoying. Starfield. After yesterday, yeah, Starfield kind of clicks is the title here. Starfield explains the skill system, a bit of Elder Scrolls, but rethought. The obnoxious fanboy. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you, Killswitch. Yeah, Starfield hype train is kind of going on. I mean, in a way, it's always strange that Bethesda is like. I remember a lot of wonky Bethesda releases, and even though their games are very likable in a way, and also do some stuff really good, as I said, the technical side of things is always absolute terrible. I'm always curious that the Bethesda fan base always accepts this to some degree. Like really a disaster like Fallout 76 had to come out for people really to get angry. Like it's strange. And now, like I said, after the news that Starfield will be locked to 30 FPS on consoles, I'm a bit, well, why is that? Could it be that the game runs like trash? Could this be an explanation for this? Who knows? Beta tester. That's a good one. Beta tester. Beta tester, we should call them from now on. Where you, as fan, are the beta tester. Capcom Showcase. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma looks maybe we could put Dragon's Dogma 2 on the list as well. I think it's missing, but okay, does Dragon's Dogma have a Steam page already? I don't think so. It has, chat. So we can add it to the wish list. And it's developed by Capcom. So we put it here on the list as well. Like that is in my opinion fair. Let me just see if I don't have it. Dragon Age, Dread Wolf. Dragon's Dogma. Comes out 2024 or something. Not announced, it says here. There was no release date here in this showcase.
Hi everyone, my name is Hideaki Itsuno, and I'm the director of Dragon's Dogma 2. This game is designed...
Series X, Xbox.
There was no release date. I assume next year. It's in development for quite some time, so let's say 2024 question mark. Looks cool. Capcom. So we have it in the list as well. When should I play all these games? All proceeds to expand the list right after that statement. Yeah, that's... I mean, I don't guarantee that I play all these lists. I just want to have a place where I have an overview of what we potentially play. Like, I even have Fury on this list. It's very unlikely that I play Fury here on this channel again. Maybe. OX4 Foundations or original, like a complete original Sin 2 playthrough. It takes like 150 hours or something like this. It's just massive. This I played privately mostly. I think I also played it here on stream one time or so, Anno 1800. Also fantastic game. Very curious if they show a new Anno at some point. Yeah, this I never completed. It was very buggy when it came out. Yeah, 150 pathetic runtime for C. It could also be 200 hours. I just know it's a really big game. I'm just joking. Yeah, I know. But it really is a problem this year with game releases. Like, I have never seen something. Usually in a year there are like 4 games or so that I'm interested in, then I play those. And here, I don't know, this year it feels like every month there are 4 games I'm interested in. That's not that bad, but like it's really massive. Like the Gollum game we have to play. Lord of the Rings Return to Moria comes out this fall as well. I have no idea when to play this. But we will definitely test it out for the main channel here because it's Lord of the Rings related. Starfield, like this looks like a game that you can easily sink in also hundreds of hours. I'm very scared a bit of this game. I think Armored Core 6 you can definitely play through in a reasonable amount of time, but how big Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty will be, that might be also to be seen. I mean, this is an overhaul of the whole game, so there's a lot of... I shouldn't even not call it a DLC, let's call it expansion. Like, that's... We could also call it Cyberpunk 2.0 or something like Cyberpunk 2077 2.0. It seems really massive what it changes. And to be fair, it might also... I'm not sure how much carries over to the base game of the expansion, but in theory, you could argue to start a complete new playthrough again. Yeah, they are good at making promises, that is true. But on the other side, the foundation this time is there. Like, I found even 2077, the base game, very good, except for the technical side of things, even though they had many promises that looked unfulfilled, like the police system is completely trash in this game. But even with this, I still had like a fantastic time with it. And the stuff they announced so far was nothing like too unusual. It was like, okay, we will basically, I can't say it, we rebalanced the game a lot and added some stuff. And that seems like reasonable. They don't have to start from scratch. They can just... Yeah, okay, you are right, Killswitch. I meant finally fulfilling the promised things. Yeah, exactly. This is basically Phantom Liberty might be the expansion that makes Cyberpunk 2077 into the state that they originally promised the game would be in. Like with all the content also, the content promises. Like vehicle combat, police system, and so on. But yeah, I'm kind of happy to potentially see this. I think that's pretty great. Ghost Runner, so I try to stay hydrated. Yep. Baldur's Gate 3, I have no